Hi, Crystal. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Good morning.
Well, it is morning for me. It is night for you. Thank you for agreeing on doing this interview for me. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes, definitely. It's my pleasure.
Okay, so I am in Houston, and surprisingly, we are super cold, which is amazing. So we are very happy to have an amazing cold weather. And Crystal is in Hawaii. Where in Hawaii are you?
I live on the North Shore of Oahu, and it is not cold, thankfully, right now. I think it's probably like 80 something degrees, even though it's 5 something in the morning.
Wow, that is amazing.
Hmm.
Well, Crystal Hinton is a student of mine, and she healed herself from lupus and depression when she came into Theta Healing.
Mhm.
And it was so amazing for her. Her journey was so amazing for Theta Healing that she decided to become an instructor, and she's now a Theta Healing instructor. It was last year, isn't it, that you became an instructor?
Um, a year and a half now.
A
Hmm.
year and a half now, yes. And not only that, then she founded, she created the Love Journey,
Hmm.
and now she's creating another business that is called, I don't remember that name now.
It's called Book Club Plus is the overall name, and then we have Spirit Plus and Abundance Plus book clubs.
Oh, well, you're going to tell me all about it, but let's start first with Theta Healing.
Sure.
I brought Crystal here for two reasons. One, I fell in love with her heart
Oh.
as soon as I saw her. I love how I love her heart, and I love the care and passion that she had for the people that she was working with. So she was truly working through her heart, and I love seeing that. It really makes me really happy to see somebody working through their heart and not through their minds.
Yeah.
So and that was amazing for me, and I fell in love with you immediately.
Oh, likewise.
And also, I wanted to have you here to bring inspiration, encouragement, and wisdom to anybody that is trying to create a business with Theta Healing, or anybody that wants to experience Theta Healing to achieve anything that they will love to. A
Mhm.
change in their lives, a change in their bodies, a change in their relationships, and a change within themselves. Okay, so how
Yep.
did you Theta Healing change your life, Crystal? Tell me all about it.
Oh gosh, it was an amazing transformation. It started mostly with my physical journey because right before I found you, I was diagnosed with lupus. And so I spent that first, I want to say, year working on all the physical stuff, and I healed irritable bowel, lupus, an enlarged heart. I had fluid around my heart and fluid around my lungs, and I cleared it all. And I was taking steroids, and now I have no medications, and I'm totally fine. So lupus is not an issue at all. And that
Wow.
was just the physical stuff.
And that was
But
just
then,
physical.
yes, then on the emotional side, though, I was able to heal 20 years of depression, like serious, serious depression. And I cleared my PTSD. And along the way, I really discovered self-love and joy and a passion for life that I just never knew was possible, because with the depression, I literally was living in hell. And when I found Theta Healing and started doing all this work, I went from hell to heaven every day. And it was amazing, amazing. And, as a result of all the work, like I said, I have more self-love and I have more confidence, and I have the ability to navigate my life's journey in a way that is empowering for me. And so I guess what I'd love to say to people is you can do anything with Theta Healing, anything, not just, the physical stuff or the emotional stuff. You can do anything you wish. So give it a try.
Yes, yeah, I'm completely in agreement with you. I did heal a couple of physical things that I haven't healed before Theta Healing. I didn't have any disease or disorder going on that I was conscious about it.
Yes.
You think that you're like that, but yes, a lot of things that change in my body. But as you say, the most important thing for me, it was kind of becoming more strong in order to fulfill my dream. So
Yeah.
I got stronger to make decisions that I need to make in order to become more joyful, more happier, and more loving towards myself
Yeah.
first. Okay, so
Yeah.
that was for also for me. So thank you for sharing that with us, because not, people will not share their struggle. And when you are willing to share your vulnerability with others, I
Hmm.
think this is very beneficial for everybody that is hearing this. Okay,
Yeah, I agree.
so thank you for that.
Of course.
So what is your advice for getting the most out of any Theta healing class? Oh, let's
Well,
do this first. What is
okay.
that you experienced on your first class? What was the first class for you? For me, it was magical. It was like not only I got the sense of belonging because I was hearing something that I already was experienced, but also it like really, really create a magical effect in my life because I was asking for things and things were working out for me. What was for you?
Um, for me, it was, I'll never forget the demonstration you did in basic. I'm pretty sure it was basic. It might have been advanced, but where one of the women had a problem with enclosed spaces, and
Oh yeah, I remember.
yeah, and you did this like super fast healing, and uncovered this incredible story that was underlying, another trauma had built itself into that, and you released it, and that just blew my mind. I was like, what? That was so fast. And what really struck me was how much understanding I received in that moment by talking about the story. And so that was really, I think, the big shift for me was learning that I really have to talk about what's going on, and we have to express that and get that out in the open instead of hold that back, which was my story my whole life, which was holding back all the time.
Yeah.
So I think that's what really transformed me in the first class. And then having all those tools and being able to connect to creator and connect to spirit and be able to listen in a completely different way. Oh my gosh, amazing, amazing, amazing. So those are my big take homes from my first class for sure. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. And I do remember the story. And
Yes.
the girl was afraid of water.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we started with the water.
Mm-hmm.
And what we discover is that her mom died, well, like died on a car as she drove the car into a lake. So it was not the closed space, it was not the water, but the closed space that she was afraid of,
Mm-hmm.
really of. And when we took away that belief, when we took away the trauma, and when we make her conscious about what is that happened in the
Mm-hmm.
past and why is that she was experiencing it, the fear went away. The fear of
Yes.
water went away. It was amazing. Yes,
It
thank you for
was
sharing
amazing.
that. I indeed I use that example very often because I love that digging was amazing. Okay.
Amazing. Yeah, it definitely left a major impact for me.
Yes, for me as well. So, and for her because now she's not afraid of water anymore.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, what is your advice for getting the most out of every class, every Theta healing class?
Well, during the class, I want to say show up, participate, like give it all, set the intention that you want to get the most deepest healing that you can out of it. But then there's also what you do after class that is, I almost want to say, just as important. And what you do after class is two things, work on the daily problems that come up. So if there's, every day, every week or whatever, something comes up and you're like, oh, this is not kosher for me, work on that problem. But then also have long-term goals and do work periodically on those long-term goals. So like for me, what I did was I spent that first year working on the different physical things that were coming up for me as I was sick, because I was really sick, And then my long-term goal was I wanted really, really accelerated spiritual growth, because I just had my spiritual awakening, like I want to say 6 months before I met you. And I started theta healing. So I was like, I need to read everything I can and learn about everything. This is a whole nother world, because I came from nursing, from Western medicine. And at that point, I think I was 8 years or so into the ICU, maybe 10 years. And so it was a completely different avenue. So I just read and read and read and read and read. And then I added theta healing into what I was reading from the books, and it just skyrocketed my spiritual journey and my abundance. And it was amazing. And so a couple months ago, I just started offering the same experience to others through the book clubs. And it's just super fun.
Oh, that's great. What will be like your experience in choosing classes, because you chose your path in your own personal way? So how is that?
My experiences in class?
Like in choosing the classes. So why is it the classes that you did, or
Yeah.
how it's like people they don't know what to choose
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Because we have a broad variety of classes.
I know, seriously. And honestly, I'm always amazed what people choose to take, But for me, I always just listened from my soul and listened from my intuition and followed that. One of the things I tried to do was get out of my mind and into my heart, and follow that. And so whenever I felt moved to take a course, I was like, I know I want to do this. And then I had a list. But for me, for whatever reason, I think it was because I was so Western medicine based. I really wanted to learn about medical intuitive, and so I went hardcore in. I knew right away, I was like, I'm going to take intuitive anatomy, this is my thing. And I really wanted to take DNA 3. So that was like my ultimate goal, was basic, advanced, dig deeper, getting into DNA 3, just for the psychic abilities and everything that I wanted to do there. And for me, it was always about the connection from my soul to creator and what I could create in this world, So next on my list is still the 7 planes course. So
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
yeah, definitely. So I've done intuitive anatomy and disease and disorders and DNA 3, and then next is higher into opening up those psychic abilities and that connection with creator and the connection with the universe. So that's kind of been my personal journey, and everybody's journey is a little bit different, but that's kind of what I really enjoy.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love 7 planes. Yes, and now it's amazing, because there's going to be they're going to modify the way that you can go through a higher classes. So instead of going through intuitive anatomies, people that are not interested in intuitive anatomy now they're going to be able to go to planes of existence through the new growing your relationship class.
That's cool.
So that's coming soon. So if you want to go to planes of existence and not want to go through intuitive anatomy, it's going to be a great opportunity to take all the growing your relationship classes in order to do that. So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, okay. So just like if we look back, what is that you could have done to heal sooner, to accelerate your healing? That would have been.
I think that, like I had mentioned, I kind of bounced in between my mind and my soul. And, I was still very much so in my early journey and spiritual journey and theta healing journey. And honestly, I really wish that I would have honed in and focused more on taking more classes. And the reason why I say that is this. I wasted a lot of time and a lot of money on trying out other modalities when I don't actually use any of them anymore. And I knew that theta healing really resonated with me very strongly. And, when you take a class, you get so much healing, so much healing in just one class. And plus, you get all these additional tools and unique abilities, and you open up so much space to be able to live your desires and space to be able to create as you wish when you take a class. And I feel like in other modalities, you don't get that. It's a technique that you learn and you clear energy, but you don't change your beliefs. You don't change the way that you actually live life. And so I wish I would have taken more classes. I wish I would have taken intuitive anatomy sooner and DNA 3 sooner and gotten up to, the 7 planes already and invested my time, my energy, and my healing on that. Because I think it would have been transformative even faster,
Okay, well, but it was the right time for you, let's say that.
It was for
You will
sure.
go to whatever you will go to heal
Yes.
when you have clear enough in order for you to heal.
Absolutely.
Have the opportunity to heal. So great. Okay, so what is the most common mistake that you think a theta healer will do?
So I've seen this, in my own students, and I've seen this in my own journey. So that's where I'm speaking from, is that is the self-doubt when you're working with other people and saying, oh my God, was that enough? Did I do the right thing? And oh my God, I could have done this. All of those thoughts will come up, especially in the early stages as you're working with people. But the most important thing to remember is trust Creator and trust Creator's guidance for you. So here's a good example. Every time I've ever thought, man, I just wish we could have gone a little bit deeper or dug into, a little bit of a slice of this and that and gotten a more. Every time I've thought that, and I said, you know what, Creator's guidance is perfect. And I know that that guidance will allow that person to have the deepest healing possible. And then I just give it to Creator. Without fail, every time I just, say that and give that to Creator, that person emails me back and it's like, oh my God, you wouldn't believe the biggest shift I had. Oh my gosh, and they're so excited. And I'm like, thank you, God.
Yes, exactly. Because when we are channeling this information, when we are channeling the healing or co-creating the healing with Creator, what we're doing is what the person requires at that moment.
Yes. And it's not for us to judge.
Yeah, but then we finish the session and then we judge our session. Oh, I think I would have done this. I would have done that. But when we say that, we're not connected with Creator. It's connected with our minds and our desire for the people to live certain experience or not. So what happens over the session is amazing, and it's coming from Creator. And when you're tapped in and tuned in, and you are doing the perfect thing for your
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
What advice will you give people to make theta healing a career?
This word excites me, and I did not actually really put it into my consciousness until 2 months ago when I was reading Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich for our Abundance Plus book club. But Napoleon Hill says, persist. And it's true, you should persist. Theta healing opens the doors for you to do anything and everything, like literally anything and everything. And so if your soul wants to do theta healing as a career, you absolutely can, but you have to persist. You've got to start finding new clients and maintaining your relationship with your clients so that you can continuously build your base and continue to serve and assist people. So that has to be part of the focus. And then the other thing I want to say is make sure to work on your abundance blocks, and work through all of those limiting beliefs that you have on working with others and growing a successful business and all of those things. So it really is 2-part. It is all about, getting new people in and helping them and maintaining those relationships, and the abundance portion as well. So do both of those in tandem and you can be successful. Absolutely. But it takes both parts. And I think, you know, when we're first starting out as theta healers, a lot of people don't have business experience. And so they're just kind of floundering. They're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do, you know? And so they skip off into other things thinking it will make them successful, but that's not true. It's the same foundation for everything, you know, working with people and clearing your blocks. So,
Yes, clearing your blocks, I think it's one of the most important ones, because we
mhm,
can't have clients if we don't clear any being in service blocks, abundance works, being able to love others
yep,
or
yep,
receiving from others. Because when we work with others, we receive so much. Not only we are paid for it, but
yeah,
we are also getting more experience. We are
mhm,
learning, and we are like expanding ourselves. So if we
yes,
have blocks, in order for us to expand, we're not going to have clients. Okay.
yep,
So, and
yep,
that is amazing. I will also want to share something about you, Crystal. And one of
yeah,
the classes, like, it's really important for you to work on yourself, but
mhm,
to work with others
yeah,
with yourself, because
yeah,
sometimes we don't see our blocks.
yeah,
And I remember perfectly one thing about Crystal that cracked me up, because I knew her story. I knew what she went through. And I'm not going to say this publicly, but I just want to say, like, I knew the blog. I knew something that had happened to her. And she was asked the question, Crystal, have you ever experienced this? And she said, no.
oh,
And I said, what? No,
what?
I know the whole story. That is not true. So we block our hurt, we block our
Yeah,
desires, we block our wishes
yeah,
completely unconsciously. And
unconsciously, yeah,
that was beautiful to see, because that's exactly what happens all the time. We block ourselves in order to fulfill our desires.
yep,
So
yep,
working with somebody else, either a Thetahealing swap over Facebook with
mhm,
somebody that you know, swapping is amazing, and you also learn so much, because people dig and work in different ways, and you can learn.
yep,
There's
absolutely,
always learning. It doesn't matter if the person is a newbie or
yep,
a very experienced Theta healer, you can learn.
absolutely,
And I
absolutely.
learned that over the summers when I worked with all kinds of people.
Yes, yes. I do remember that story. That was so funny. And that actually taught me to be way more mindful about when I feel like I'm stuck, or when I feel like I'm resistant, and to create kind of like a mental red flag when I'm like, no. And every time I'm like, no, I don't have that problem, I'm like, oh, wait, let me double check. Do I actually have that problem? Because it was amazing. I mean, it was so subconscious in that moment. It was amazing. It was brilliant. So yeah, thank you for helping me be more mindful. And I agree, you know, work with other people, and especially if you have close friends that are theta healers, and even if you don't, it doesn't matter. They're so guided by creator and intuitive that they can see things that you can't see. And so it is important to do that for sure. I thought you were going to mention too how wiggly I get. And I never noticed that, but like when we start getting to a belief, when I'm in class and we're working on things, I will start moving and scratching and doing all kinds of things. It's hysterical. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yes,
So you learn all these things.
the body starts to protect yourself, so it wants to
Yeah.
distract you from releasing the belief that has been protecting you, because we
Yep.
don't have those beliefs that are blocking us just for us to block ourselves. We have those beliefs in order to protect ourselves,
Yes.
because of the experiences that we live in the past. So
Yep.
as we let go, those things are protect us in the past are no longer protecting us, but blocking us from our desires. Our lives are transformed.
Yep. Definitely.
Okay,
Definitely.
that's great. So I remember that you came to class and you were singing the gongs, and I love your gong. She's in a great, she does that very good. I love it. But
Mm-hmm.
she didn't have a business, a theta healing business, or a coaching business, or a healing
Mm-hmm.
business.
Yep.
And then she started doing the healing in theta healing, and then she created an amazing project, an amazing business that I love, that is called the Love Journey.
Mhm.
And I really invite you to dig a little bit into that. But she created not only that business, but also a new business, the book club. So can you
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about both, please?
Sure. Well, first, I want to say really that, my life journey, I did not think I was going to be here. Like, I went into nursing thinking I was going to do that for the rest of my life. But then I got really, really, really sick with lupus, and I knew that I needed to do something completely different and radically different. And um, and I didn't know what my purpose was, because my purpose had always been nursing, and suddenly I was disconnected from that. It wasn't that anymore, and that was very clear. But I listened to what was inside of me, and listened to what my personal journey was, what my experience through life was, and what could I really speak from. Um, and for me, that was the love journey, and that was finding self-love. And my background was narcissistic abusive relationships my whole life. And when I started doing theta healing, all of that cleared, all that went away. And once I really started to love myself, my
Mhm.
life really dramatically shifted. That's when I fell in love with life, and I found a passion for life. And and I wanted to start sharing that with others. So that wasn't my plan. Like, I didn't take theta healing classes and think, oh my God, I'm going to start a 10-week course or 8-week course on self-love and create the love journey and then talk about partnerships. Like, didn't have that vision at all. But theta healing created that for me. It opened the space for me to share my purpose. And we have multiple life purposes during our lifetime. So if you find yourself switching careers, that's totally okay. Theta healing can open the doors to do that gracefully and easily and with tons of love. So that's how I stepped into the love journey, and I do love it. It's amazing and incredible. And we just finished. It's been 6 months since I held the first group, and the shifts are incredible. I mean, people are just living with self-love, and they're really filled with love and joy and confidence, and it's incredible. Yeah, for sure. But I didn't even in my wildest dreams think that that was a possibility. But theta healing created that for me, in part, just because I listened to my soul, and then I did the belief work necessary to feel comfortable sharing that with the world. um, and then that's kind of what happened with the book clubs. I've always loved reading, always, 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 since I was a kid. We have a picture, my mom has a picture of me reading in the tree out front, because I just love books. And I told you, when I first had my spiritual awakening, I was like, I need to consume everything I possibly can. And I started reading, and adding theta healing to that, and it was incredible. It's so incredible. Um, so, you know, more about the book clubs. Um, Taking theta healing, you can take theta healing and apply it to anything in life. I chose to apply it to self-love, and I chose to apply it to the foundation of spiritual masters and abundance masters. And by doing that, I've been able to really help accelerate my growth in spirituality and prosperity, but also share that with others. And I got awesome emails over the last couple of weeks. One of my members in Spirit Plus said, that she is more confident and more happy in her life, and also in her ability to navigate life, which is really important. That's all spirit. That's,
Yeah.
that guidance and listening. And so to hear that was amazing. And that was after 1 month.
Awesome.
And then I also got a really cool text message from one of my members saying that, this one member has been doing these events for 20 years. And we did one energy clearing in Abundance Plus book club. And She went to this event and she made more than she ever did in a single day in 20 years of doing these events. And she actually just tripled her income in that single day. So it was amazing. And the results are
I love
amazing.
what you are sharing with us, but I
Yeah.
think people, they don't know what is that you're doing. So it's a book club, it's theta healing. So can you explain us a little bit more?
Sure.
And I
Sure.
have to say that you kind of wrap up the idea over a theta healing session. I remember that. Okay.
Oh, that's so interesting. Um, so what it is, in the book club, we read, we're just a club, a community of people, and we choose to read one book a month. And so I put out a list of, possible books that we could read over the next month. And then we all vote and choose on what to read. We read the book over the course of the month, and then we have a Facebook group where I give out extra downloads. Sometimes I post really inspiring quotes, and it's all just to help you stay in the energy and the high vibe that we're reading, to stay in that wisdom, because I think that energy vortex just adds something special. And then once a month we have basically a 2-hour chat with friends, and it is a 60-minute energy clearing and then discussion and Q&A. So the energy clearing takes the foundation of the book and releases all the blocks so that you can live what you read. In this case, either, spirituality or abundance. And then the discussion and Q&A helps you really dive into how you apply the wisdom that you read to life. So it's a 2-part thing. It's incredible. And it's only $11 a month. So it's, it's super easy. It's super, super easy. And what I think is the important part is, the belief blocks, and being able to release those blocks and open the doors to, limitless potential and possibilities, and to be able to live what we read. So in Spirit Plus Book Club, we read about, personal freedom, creating your own reality, living joyfully, being present, those types of things. And for November, we are reading your favorite person,
Of course.
Dr. Dr. Joe Dispenza's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, how to, what is it, lose your mind and create a new one. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited for this. We haven't read this book. I haven't read this book personally, so I'm really, really, really excited. And then in Abundance Plus Book Club, we read about, prosperity, manifesting, managing your finances, success, those types of topics. And for November, we are reading The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Shin. And she's amazing. Oh man, she has my all-time favorite affirmations that I will go back to, as inspiration. So
tell us one.
Oh goodness. I'm like, you put me on the spot. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but it is, I am divine, and I am divinely guided, and God opens the doors for me. That is probably one of the themes that she talks about is, just trusting that the doors open for you. Even if it's the 11th hour, the doors will open for you. And she tells all these stories over and over and over and over, how when people had faith, that Creator would open these doors, that they do, and they keep their minds open to the magic happening for them. And so that really transformed for me. And I'm like, yes, I know there's magic. I'm a theta healer.
Because you are divine, and the divine had opened doors for you.
Absolutely. For the love journey, for the book clubs, for doing things I love. I love energy clearing, but to even take it to another level that really makes me feel alive and happy and joyful, but also has a profound impact on people's lives, which gives me really, really great joy,
Great, amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you very much for being here with me,
Yeah.
Crystal. For everybody else that is out there and are not achieving what they want to, So either physical, emotional, or mental. So if you're not achieving what you want, it's because you have blocks.
Yeah.
Those blocks, those beliefs were created in the past, and that's your neural patterns that were created in the past, but you can't rearrange those neural patterns in a way for you to achieve whatever you want in your life. And
Yep.
theta healing energy work is a great way to do that.
Yep.
Isn't it?
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And I've tried a lot of other modalities, and I have always come back to theta healing because it works so well, you know, and because you know, like, oh, that's why this was created. Oh, that makes perfect sense. And so it's like this linking and this click in your consciousness and your subconsciousness of, oh, that was my problem, and this is the shift that happened. And I love that. I love knowing, you know. And I find that in a lot of other modalities, it's just like energy moving through you, or, you know, like you feel the shifting, but I want to know, like, I really want to know, so then I know what to do. And that's important for me, you know.
Exactly. Making it conscious so we can move forward also
Yes.
consciously.
Yes.
And I love theta healing. I have many shifts in my life with it. I don't think I will be here today where I am as I am without theta healing. And I love Bayana, and I love Brandy, and I love the whole family.
Yes, they are amazing.
Amazing. It's an amazing family, a great teacher, a great master to look up to. And I am grateful for theta healing, her, and the whole family.
Yes,
They have
definitely.
brought a lot into my life. So thank you, Crystal. I was
Laura.
so happy to chat with you.
I know, it's always so fun. You are amazing. I love you. I adore you. Like, thank you for opening the pathway for me, and for also being such an incredible inspiration and showing me what's possible, you know. Definitely. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. And I love you too. And you know that since a long time now. Okay.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm really excited about your 2 projects, and I'm looking forward to be part of your book club.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye. Have a fantastic day, night, lunch, whatever time is for you. Bye. Till next time.
Aloha.
Aloha.